What's up, everyone? Dem Boys at it again. Alright, so we had wrapped up custom trips. There was a few things gnawing at me. Um, so I think it's really just a best practice for me after I complete a scheme to go back and just look at it as a whole, kind of a bird's eye view. As my guy Jalen Smith says, clear eye view. And then kind of give you guys anything that may have been missing, right? It's imperative that someone in my position has a clear eye view, right? Is able to kind of look introspectively and say, okay, what else? If I was somebody watching this, what's missing? You know what I mean? If I were to be my biggest critic, what's missing? So that's what we're here to fix. We're gonna go right back to Extra Egg Trail. I mean, for obvious reasons, right? That's just a money play. We basically just run that down people's throats 20 different ways. So the first thing here, I have a list, but the first thing we're going to do is I'm giving you a way to run this play in between the hashes. So as of now, this entire scheme is predicated on being on one hash or the other, which is normal. Any passing scheme worth a hill of beans is going to work that way. There's no way around that. It's the way the game operates. So, that having been said, we're just going to go ahead and create our custom trips. I'm going to take RB and drag him. I'm going to take Y and block him. I'm going to take B and go ahead and put him on a curl. So here's what we're left with. Drags will not stop no matter where you are on the field. They're going to run till the sideline, period. Obviously, a curl doesn't matter where you are in the field, right? That's not going across the field. A curl is a curl. It's going to act the same way no matter where you are on the hashes. And A will always complete its route to the sideline, which I'll demonstrate. Not to say it's going to be open and I'll be able to hit the pass. Maybe, but no. Well, yeah, because Conley. So yeah, that will not screw up your routes. So if you're in between the hashes and you want to get to one hash or another, and you don't want to run the ball, we got it. We got it. Alright, so now, let's say we are on the hash. This is going to be a different way of running what we've already been running. So this is a different take on our primary setup of the money play, right? So our primary setup would look like this. Now, what I have noticed is people will play a cover 3 and just kind of keep their purples in to stop the slant on the backside, just to kind of put me in a bind with my reads, right? Which is smart, because essentially what you're doing, if you go and cover A, I mean, I can throw RB late to get a couple yards, or I can throw B. Typically, B is right there in front of me. I'm going to throw B. I'm going to get 3 to 5 yards, depending on how the animation works. Probably closer to 3. And people are happy to give that to you. Now, I don't necessarily understand this because you're not really getting more yards, but this will make people change what they're doing way quicker. It must be a psychological thing. They're sick of getting hit with outs maybe, or they're trained in their mind, if I'm in cover 3 and an out happens to do something else versus a hitch that's not, ingrained into their brain. I don't know what the psychology is, guys, but this is going to be the setup. So you can alternate between the hitches and the outs, the hitches and the outs. It's just another way to kind of give people a different look, while at the same time not changing our reads. Which brings me to another point. Do not be afraid to do little things like that in freestyle in-game. That's how I came up with this. When doing it, though, do not change your reads, okay? If you are freestyling something that will change, like, the function of how your reads work, fundamentally it changes the entire play, do that, put it aside mentally, and after the game, go into practice mode and run it. Okay, I do not recommend changing how your reads work on the fly, but making little changes like this is fine. Like if you wanted to go even like that. Again, I haven't labbed up benefits to that. I don't know if there is any. But if it doesn't, the point is if it doesn't change the function of your read, so any of those 3 routes for B would be fine because it's still a high-low read, right? So it's still going to look the same. So just to kind of show you in action. That continually happens in practice mode. I don't know why. Like, I do not know why. The only thing I can figure is in practice mode, maybe the game just operates a little differently. Usually I can still catch it, but like they'll be there. You know, like that's in game. If someone's doing something where that happens, guys, fine. Why there are little differences between the regular game and how things will operate versus practice mode, I don't know. I can tell you that I ran that concept for 7 or 8 games now. I've been running that and really not had any issues. Been able to do that against cover 3s with purples. So I don't know why it doesn't show quite right in practice mode, why they play so much better, but it is something that I want you to keep in mind as you can try to rifle through. You know, the hitches, the flat, different little minor tweaks to keep people off balance is really what I wanted to talk about there. So, here goes the next thing I want to talk to you guys about. So HB wheel, obviously we always run the corner route to the wide side of the field. I don't know if this is something you guys have noticed. So I talked about, you know, putting in a slant, for example, in with this as one of our, you know, so I gave you like a curl and an out setup for this guy. Now if you move him over and create a custom trips, what do we notice here? We've got it in, we've got a block and release cross. We don't have a slant, we've got the block and release stuff. So I've got a block and release flat I can run. You know, I've got a block and release cross. I've got different types of routes available to me. Just block the other running back. I've also got the ability to block him. So, you know, again, if I wanted to, I could have the other running back doing something. Doesn't matter what. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to show you a way, like if you've got someone coming wide off that edge, you can get, you know, it's just a way to manipulate your blocking within our scheme. Now, since you can't run a slant there, and I've given you that, I had to essentially break out some custom quad stuff early. And these concepts are definitely going to become much more important once we're actually running our custom quads. But I just wanted you guys to note the difference. So you see he comes out wide. So he can't block for me, but he can run a slant. Kind of cool, right? Also, food for thought, you don't have to keep that as a post on the backside. B can do anything you want him to do. You know, B could be a little in or a drag, right? Pretty similar kind of a concept to what we saw last year there. And you can build off of that. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys some ideas, some ways you can build and customize into the scheme, maybe things that you like to do. You know, give you some different setups. I think that's it, guys. Yeah, that's it. So, you know, we've given you a lot there in one video. Honestly, we gave you a totally new play setup, a new way to make our entire scheme operate and work from a blocking standpoint. Be on the lookout, guys, for my big nickel scheme. I'm labbing that up right now. Shout out Darth Vader, asked for a coaching video where I essentially just play a game online against somebody. And as I do it, I kind of explain to you guys why I do what I do. Look for that in a day or two. I shot one of them, and it actually went extremely well. But, like, I noticed I got to work on my camera presence while I'm playing a game. While I'm in-game, right? So I'm going to reshoot it. You know, practice makes perfect, guys. It's funny because I was like so into the game, like it was just funny. And then there were a few times where there were things I wanted to mention that I didn't. I get into these games, guys. Obviously, I have a passion for it. That's why I'm doing this. But look out for that soon. Another cool thing about that is you'll probably see, well, not probably, you will see some of the defense that I'm labbing. So you'll maybe get a little bit of an early sneak peek at some of what's to come out of Big Nickel. So I always appreciate the likes, comments, subscribes. Please, please, please do so. Tell a friend, guys. Tell a friend, man. I've given y'all some pretty cool stuff, I think. It's pretty effective. It's pretty simple to run. So Tell a friend. Peace.